P365X. First impressions, let's go ahead and talk about it. So, as you guys know, in my bid to get picked up for Team Sig, I've been shooting different Sig pistols. And this is one that I think a lot of people like, and that's the 365. Now, it comes with different configurations of grip module. That's one thing that's very cool about the pistol. You can get the X grip module as this is. XL is even bigger. There's aftermarket vendors. There's one from Wilson Combat where they have a very popular grip module that a lot of people tell me I can check out. But in this configuration here, this is something that a lot of people would consider for concealed carry. They'd be like, okay, that one's small enough, that's sort of interesting to carry. Now, it's milled for a dot. I forget the name of the pattern, but it takes this, what do they call it, the K pattern. This is the Holosun EPS carry, the green dot one. It's a funny story. I actually went on Amazon because there's no way the Holosun reps are going to give me the Ronin Tactics dot. Like they're good fun at Holosun, but they're not complete psychos. They're not going to give me the Ronin one that I can just clown. I had to buy that, so I went on Amazon and I ordered the Ronin one. But they sent me the wrong thing. They sent me this EPS carry that's just the green dot. And after playing with it, it's like, well, I like this. I want to keep this one. So I don't have my Ronin dot yet. I think I'll at a later time I'll order the Ronin Tactics 507 comp and make sure that I actually get it. But anyway, that's how I ended up with this EPS carry here that does not have the Ronin Dragon on it, unfortunately. Okay, so this is, but that having been said, this is a pistol that a lot of people would look at for carry. It's a 12 round, 9mm. 9mm is very nice. It has a manual safety here, and it's ambi, which is this disconnected? Yeah, there we go. It's got this manual ambi safety deal here, which I think is pretty good. Yeah, it's just the sort of thing that you'd want to carry. So let's go over the controls. Now, first, as far as the size of this pistol, for me, it's about as small as I can go and still somewhat be able to grip it the way I'd grip a full-size gun, meaning firing hand wrapped around the grip and try to connect my support hand to the grip panel here. This is where it's small enough where it's like, I'm really struggling to do that. If the gun was any smaller, I'd be like, no way. The gun being even marginally bigger makes it a lot easier for me to shoot and control. Now, it's all about trade-offs with carry, right? Like you're going to want to get something sized appropriately for you. When I'm saying for me, this thing is about as small as I can go, and then beyond that, I'm like, it's struggle bus to actually effectively shoot stuff. Now, that's just the way it is for me. Different hands, like they're going to have a different opinion of it. But again, the nice thing about this is it is modular as far as the grip panel. You can change it, or not the grip panel, the entire grip is modular. You can change it and set it up the way that you want it. The safety to me is actually, I really like. It's very unoffensive as the safety goes, meaning I can have it on here and just not even use it and not care about it, and it doesn't really get in my way. I'm not accidentally actuating it. I can just turn it off, leave it off, and my thumb can ride it up there and it'll be fine. Or if I wanted to use it, it's easy to use. It's a very positive feel, very clicky. I can feel what's going on with it. The safety surprises me that it's kind of nice where it doesn't bother me when I don't. It doesn't bother me, and it does good safety things for me, and I'm happy with it. Typically, the safety is going to annoy me somehow, some way when it's right there, but for whatever reason, this one doesn't, and I do kind of appreciate that. Now, the trigger, I don't know the weight of it, but it's got a little bit of take up, a wall-ish type of thing. Push through that wall. It's kind of a long wall, and then the gun will go off. The trigger's fine. It's very serviceable for what this is. I'm not sure that it needs to be lighter. It doesn't have a ton of travel. Like, it's way lighter than the Sig 226 double action trigger for sure. Like, it actually is like, I'm like, oh, okay, it's a pretty decent trigger. The controls otherwise are easy to use. You can see the slide stop, easy to actuate there. Yeah. To be honest, it's it's a fairly well-designed pistol as far as the user ergonomics go. It's like, I don't know if this design holds up or if it's like good over time, but just first impressions of it, it's like, yeah, I kind of like everything. I like the weight of the trigger. I like the way it's set up. I like the safety. I like the slide stop. It's like everything appears to be doing what it's supposed to be doing. Now, shooting the pistol, like I just zeroed it and made sure that it patterned. The gun is very accurate. It's easy to shoot accurately as well, I would say. For me, I would say that it's not a challenging pistol to shoot. Pleasant surprise was the recoil impulse from the gun. Now, as guns get smaller, they tend to not be as much fun to shoot. Like a little, I forget the letters for the frames, but a really small revolver is like pretty handy, and it's like small, right? But then when you shoot it, you're like, ah, man, this thing's kind of nasty to shoot. Like a Walther PPK is like, that's a cool little gun, but you actually shoot it and you're like, oh, this thing's kind of nasty. No such experience with the 365. I would say it's, if you consider the size of the pistol and the physics of it, it's very soft shooting. Like, I don't think I've shot a softer shooting carry size gun. Like, not really. Like, this is about as good as it gets. There's probably stuff that's a little bit better, but it's soft shooting and controllable as far as I'm concerned, and it's in a pleasantly surprising type of way. Like, the gun is not it's not unpleasant or painful in any way, shape, or form to shoot. And a lot of times, like as the guns get smaller, that is going to end up being the case. When I shot really aggressively for performance, the issues that I had was wanting to torque the pistol sideways like this, shooting it aggressively. And again, that's just the shape of the trigger, the way it's set up, like this reach, backstrap to trigger face. It's like, yep, I'm just going to torque the gun this way. And then if I didn't keep my support hand connected to the pistol properly, I would have shots climbing up and to the left. So pretty normal type of pattern, I would say, with this pistol. It's just smaller than the stuff I normally shoot. All up, my first impressions of the 365, it's very positive. Like, I can see why these are so popular, right? Like, a lot of people like these things a lot for carry. They dig them. And again, you shoot it a little bit. It's pretty easy to see why so many people would take a look at this pistol. You can see it's very slim. It's easy to deal with. It's relatively easy to conceal. And for how small it is, it's very, very shootable. There it is. First impressions of the 365. I'm going to be training with it more seriously. I have a set of gear for this thing coming from T-Rex Arms. So I'll actually run drills with it on the range, and you will see more of that on the channel in the future.